Hello, everyone. This is Execute with Joe Leun. That's me. This is a podcast where we're going to help you stop floating towards your goals and start executing towards them. And honestly, I want to learn as much as possible along the way. I am nothing special. I am just on my journey to becoming successful. And I know that there's going to be tons of things that I can learn from other people. There are going to be tons of things that I might know, but maybe you don't know, but maybe you know that I don't know. So I think it's really important to have a nice collective of people who are more than happy to help each other grow, right? You know, so today this is an individual episode. So I just wanted to talk about that a little bit more because the reason I started this, to be 100% transparent, is because I know there's people that are doing things that I want to learn how to do, or maybe they're better than me at some aspect of something. And I truly believe that that's really important, to at least seek out that knowledge, right? Seek out that knowledge. And it's not, I don't need to be in a vacuum by myself. I think people tend to make things harder than they need to be by just, like, by just saying, "Oh, I'm I'm by myself. I'm gonna figure this out by myself." And I think that's the wrong way to approach it. I think ultimately you need to get a group of people who are all going through similar things and who really just want to see each other grow, right? And that ultimately leads me to the next thing I wanted to talk about, right? Is masterminds. So masterminds are freaking extremely powerful. So I don't care what it is you do, right? If you're a dentist, if you're any kind of doctor, if you're in physics, or if you're a real estate investor, you're uh, anything, literally, and barber, like whatever it is you do, whatever your passion's in, whatever you want to get better at, you need to find a group of people who, your tribe, right? Find your tribe. So how do you do that, right? At least in my field, real estate and business, it's pretty easy. There's tons of organizations that are out there. And if there's something that doesn't fill the need for you, start meeting with people already know, your network, meaning meet with them consistently. I'm actually looking to start doing this with kind of like a book club. Um, the reason I want to do that is because I think it'll hold me accountable. And, sometimes I read things that are like, holy shit. And when I get those like aha moments in a book, I would love to have a group of people who all read the same aha moments. And I think that's pretty special, right? Um, so if I can get that where, we're maybe meeting on a weekly basis or something, and we all like are reading through. I've been reading a lot of biographies recently, and I think biographies are super cool because it's you get to look at someone's entire life, their whole hero's journey, right? You get to see them struggle, then you get to see them rise, and whatever they did to become better and ultimately super successful. Though I think it's so fascinating to just learn about someone's journey. And like you could read a book about like a specific topic, and that's great. And I'm sure you can get takeaways from those, obviously. But I think biographies are kind of special in a sense where it's like so raw. It's so like, um, you're just kind of learning about someone's life, and then like all of a sudden you're like, holy shit, that's like really powerful. I should be applying that to my own life. Um, or this was the big mistake this guy made before he went bankrupt and lost all his money, and it's like, okay, maybe I should write that down. Um, so I think it would be really cool to have a group of people who just meet on a weekly basis, talk about the same book, and ultimately kind of apply it to our own lives, right? Like what takeaways do we get? And I think that's super special. So we'll see. Hopefully, I can get some people who are interested in doing that. Not everyone likes reading super boring books, but you know, I and I don't really particularly. I'm not like super crazy about it. I mean, I feel like I just absorb knowledge really well that way. So it's it's worth doing, right? It's a worthy pursuit. So on top of that, I'm looking to do something locally in Binghamton. Um, I I have I don't really know a lot of local investors here. And I think it would be really nice to just have a group of local investors that are, you know, not just doing the same similar stuff, but also kind of have the same mindset, want to see the area improve, want to make sure we can find the best contractors, want to kind of keep, um, I guess, the the finger on the pulse of the market. So when something's going on one side of town, I want to know about it, and I would love to hear from the guy who's actually basically running those projects, right? And I think that would be really special to have that group meeting on a weekly basis. Maybe not even a weekly basis, maybe more like a monthly basis. But on top of that, I'm part of Masterminds. I can't get enough of them. I think it's super freaking important. And you don't even have to go to like an organization, right? It could be as simple as you guys, just you and some buddies who are focused, and you recognize that they're good people to keep around you. It could be as simple as just, hey, let's meet once a week or once a month at this specific time, and you talk about whatever. And that's really, I think Napoleon Hill talks about it in Think and Grow Rich, right? And I think one of the analogies he uses is, a battery, yeah, it can work by itself, but multiple batteries are able to put out way more power, right? And if you can get a bunch of people who all are figuring out the same problems together, that is super important. Back when I was in college, right? One of the things I learned. So I went to community college for 2 years, and then I went to uh, Binghamton University, right? So I went to Suffolk Community College, then I went to Binghamton University, which is upstate New York, if you don't know. Um, so basically, after going to Binghamton University, it was like night and day, right? From a community college to the university, right? Night and day. I basically recognized that my community college was like an extension of high school. This new school was kind of a little bit of a shock, you know. I transferred as a junior, and I was studying economics, and I wasn't taking easy classes. It's not like I was just going there taking the easiest classes in the world. Even like the 100 level courses sucked. They're just super time consuming, and a lot of those professors love just making these 100 level courses way harder than they really should be. So like, I'd find myself studying about some stupid gen ed that is never going to be important for me. Um, but what I did learn there, right, is no matter how hard the class was, if I was able to get the best people in that class to study with me, I got a shot. I got a shot. I'm I learned very well by, having a whiteboard in front of me. So we would get in a room. One of the things I would do every class, right? Whenever the year started or the semester started, whenever I would try and get as many people as possible to join a group me, right? So I could have group messages about, tests coming up, study guides, homework, things like that. And then for when people started studying for tests or whatever, we would start meeting in person and we would have whiteboards everywhere, right? Binghamton had a few rooms where the paint was like whiteboard paint. So awesome. So awesome. So what we used to do is we would get in this room and everyone would have markers, like, so I would be on one wall doing a problem, someone would be on the other wall doing the same problem, and then we would be uh, comparing our answers and our work to, kind of come to the same conclusion, and maybe we'd be arguing back and forth, and we would do this till like super late at night. Um, on side note, I mean, what I did learn there as well is so I used to always pull all nighters or stay up super late because I felt like I needed to get A's in all my classes, right? And what I recognize is like diminishing marginal returns. So when it may be very easy to get 80s in the 80s on a test, but it's extreme, or even in the low 90s, right? But it's extremely hard to get perfect, right? It's extremely hard to get above the 90s and get the A, right? Get the perfect score, right? Where you are just flawless, where it's just green all the way down and you got 100 on it, right? Those are what I was shooting for because I recognize if I can shoot for that, hey, maybe I fall slightly below and get a 95, still get an A, just be slightly pissed off about getting a few points below, right? Um, so I used to stay up later than everyone, and everyone would be like, I want to be tired for the test. I don't want to be tired for the test. I can't think straight. Well, I felt if I can consume way more information than them, I'll probably end up doing way better than them. And yeah, I'd be drinking energy drinks nonstop. Maybe it wasn't the healthiest thing in the world, but it is what it is. Like I used to uh, take water and then put a caffeine pill in it, just shake it up, and it would absorb it. And when it fully dissolve, it was freaking gross, but got the job done. Especially when I was broke and didn't really want to keep buying monsters at $2-3 a can. Um, so, I mean, I got sidetracked a little bit, but I'll take it back. I mean, I'm in a real estate investment association. So if you're in real estate, right, if you're in real estate, you should be finding, it should be very easy for you to find a real estate mastermind, right? It's just look up REIA, REIA, um, whatever your town is, REIA, and you'll have options that come up. That's Real Estate Investment Association, and should be super simple. Just go there. It's probably like $200, and then you'll have monthly meetings. You'll meet tons of people who are in the space, and you can start going there. That'll be a great first step for you. If you're looking to get into something, I guess, more advanced, they tend to be paid. So the reason being, and I've noticed this, and I think it's kind of good to be honest. So the reason a lot of them are paid and like the high level ones are because it kind of weeds out people who aren't that serious, right? Um, so someone, I don't know who said it, it's like when you pay attention, right? Which totally makes sense, right? So, rather than $200 a year, maybe it's, $1,000 a month or something. Now you're going to be a little bit more serious about your real estate business. You're going to be a little bit more serious about showing up and getting involved in this mastermind than if it was just free. I've been in free masterminds, um, and I noticed that there was, you have a lot of new people who come in, and it's not that new people are a bad thing. It's just they can't necessarily tell me how I'm operating my business incorrectly. Maybe they are just getting started. They have no idea what they're doing in real estate. And I want to talk to the guy that's doing 9 flips at a time. That's the guy that's more, you know, I want to be the, uh, the guy with the least amount of real estate in the room. So I recently just joined uh, Collective Genius, which has been great so far. They have a few different advantages, but you know, test them all out. If you're like serious about real estate, there's going to be plenty of ones that you can join in. But ultimately, whatever field you're in, you should be doing it. You'll see the stress that you have on a daily basis go down, and things will just start to be easier, and you'll be doing way better. Like when I joined uh, my RIA, I still go to those meetings every month. It's freaking awesome. I met tons of other people who are doing great in real estate, who are killing it, who teach me things on a daily basis. Right? We talk all the time. So highly recommend the mastermind. If you don't have something like this, make it. It's that important. Um, if I could have freaking 5 days a week where I was going for like an hour meeting in a mastermind, I would. It is, you get this community, you become part of this community, you become part of this tribe, and it'll just help you go way further. So that's all for today. Um, Definitely, if you have one takeaway from this episode, just get serious about that. Take that super seriously. I have tons of buddies, tons of people I know who are trying to get into real estate or trying to get into something, and they're struggling, right? And the thing I tell them every single time is, hey, you should probably join this mastermind. You should probably talk to this person, and ultimately the goal there is to just get around a community of people who are struggling with the same things. So, without all that being said, I'll see you in the field. Don't forget, like, subscribe, and my social media is at joe.leun. Feel free to shoot me a DM there. I'm on all the other social medias as well. You just look my name up, and I'm sure you'll find me. But peace, get after it, join a mastermind.